Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I was eating something. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chapman Chapters. We're going to start this Where Have I Been Part 3 because I did my last video and it's been 3 months since I posted. I've been wanting to post, honestly, for like a good month, but I haven't really figured out what I was going to say. But that gut feeling of wanting to talk came back. And I also watched my previous video about what I said. I had to review that, see where my head was with that, and then this is where we are today. So I am going to talk about a few things, kind of like what I did with my last one. I think when I do Where Have I Been videos, it's going to be multiple things instead of just one thing, because it's been a while. So let's go ahead and do that. So work update. I don't know if you watched the last video, but the dude that had a problem with got transferred. Him and the store manager finally got into it one last time, and the store manager finally transferred him. And to be quite honest, now that he's gone, oh, it's time to talk about it. I told y'all I was gonna make a video. I think we're just gonna throw it in this one. I'm just not gonna make it be, at least that story in particular, as long. But basically, we're not gonna call dude by his name. We're gonna call him what I would call him in my head, Humpty Dumpty. And there's a reason why I see him as Humpty Dumpty. He was a 300 plus dude, and he was just like full of it. Like, he's one of those people that would talk. Let me backtrack. When I first started working a job, I say within the first week, he was shitting on the store manager. Like, while they were working together. Like, the store manager's making pizzas, he's a delivery driver, but he's like, yeah, man, like, this store really went to crap after a few years, and, he's letting this happen, he's letting that happen, and I'm trying to give him some ideas. He not listening. And I used to run a business. Like, I used to wear a suit and tie, and I used to be this big store manager. And he wasn't talking about this one, but he was talking about like a past job. And it was just like, he was one of those guys that thought he was here, but when you see his work performance, you're like, dude, you're not shit. Like, I don't know what you thought you was in your past, or you try to put yourself, but it was just like, anyway, let me explain the points about why I didn't like him. That was one of them. I will say that. But I'm gonna go over the biggest one, because that's the one I remember. There was like so many instances that me and him got into, and it's because there was just a disconnect from him understanding the context of things. Because I felt like he was behind with the times. Like, he was thinking of any stuff he would bring up would be like something that maybe could have been relevant in the early like 2000s or 90s. But anyway, this one instance was, we actually had a coworker at our job get shot. Not while he was working, thank God. Either way, it was bad about what happened to him, but he didn't get shot while at the job. He got shot during his personal time. Supposedly some dudes robbed him, and he got in a car and followed them, and they got to a certain point, and then the guys that robbed him shot him, and he ended up dead. So, remember Humpty Dumpty? He never really had a close connection with this guy. So, sorry about the cut. You already know about that. So, back to what I was saying. He never really had a close connection with this guy. They might have talked like maybe like something about a delivery, like, because maybe like they were both getting ready to leave, maybe something like that. But it never was like, there was never homies, it was never close. This dude took the situation and tried to make it about himself. Like, I never forget, I think it was like a day, usually a day or a day or two after we found out dude had died, because we all had made like, we all signed a card. It was something that was talked about at the job. And, the dude was young, he was 18. Like, he didn't even get a chance to live his adult life. Rest in peace. I wasn't really close with dude. But I do think it's sad that he was a young 18-year-old boy and he died due to gun violence. Like, I hate that for my people. I really do. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So, The day or two after dude died, Humpty Dumpty's making about himself. Oh my gosh, like I'm just so hurt. Like I just, me and dude. He didn't even say him and dude. He was just like, it's just heavy on my mind. Like I just can't believe, um, I just can't believe what happened. Now this is just the first half of the story. I know it's not making sense yet, but just let me get to the point. I just wanted to stress like this is how he was acting 2 or 3 days after dude died. After we found out he got shot. He was acting, like I said, he was trying to make it seem like they was close, like it was really affecting him, whatever. Cool. Here's the second half though. So here's the second half. So one day I came back from a delivery, and my car had like a dent on the right side of the car. From when I went to like a sketchy delivery and I was spooked out, I backed up, hit somebody's mailbox, the mailbox scraped the side. Looking back at it, it was kind of funny, but I was spooked out. Anyway, he didn't know about it until I came out from a delivery and he saw it and was like, dang, what happened? And I explained to him like, hey, I hit a mailbox, on a sketchy delivery. He goes, well, at least you didn't get shot. And just laughed it off. And instantly, I just gave him this like really nigga look like, bro, are you dead ass? You was just in your feels and you gonna fuck around and make this joke? Not only like you made a joke about the dude's death, but it even hits harder because, but like I was saying, it even hits harder because I'm black as well. Like, I don't know. I think it took every ounce of self-control not to spaz on him within that moment. Like, I wanted to just blah, blah, blah. Like, I was this close to bringing out my inner nigga in that job. I was really close to getting there. Spurts of it come out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not always, hi, how are you? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not always like that. It slips out. I try to keep it, but at that moment, it was this close. This close. But it's just a mental note that I took in my head about that situation. So that was one of them. Another one, I'm not really sure. I can't remember what it was, but it was to a point where the regional manager heard me and him get into an argument, like, or it was building to that point. He comes in and he's like, hey, stop it. Like, just stop. You go on your delivery, I'll go on mine. And I remember he kept going. Like, he just kept running his mouth. And the general manager was like, hey, chill. And he's still talking over him. I almost spazzed in. Straight up. Like, I almost spazzed in. But then I was like, the regional manager right here. And I was trying to use some critical thinking and be like, okay, well, I'm trying to build good rapport with this guy. Like, all of my higher ups, I'm trying to build good rapport with them. And I didn't want his first, like, one-on-one. I didn't want to say one-on-one because it wasn't around other people. I just don't want, like, a memory of him seeing me act like that. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. If the regional manager wasn't right there, though, oh, it's a wrap. Like, not even trying to be funny, but I know me. You piss me off, I ain't even got to swing at you. The shit that comes out of my mouth, pop, 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 pop. You gonna be mad. You gonna be mad, sad, or probably ready to fight. One or the two. Either way, my shit be stinging. But I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna let the store manager see this. I'm a swallow my pride. I'm like, you know what? You got it. You got it. It's cool. All right. Just took my delivery, left. I actually had a conversation with my store manager about some of the instances and things that he does. And I was like, why do you still have him here? And he went over that he's reliable as far as he works more than, sorry about the cut again, but he works more than the average driver. Most of our drivers are part time. There's only very few drivers that's full time there. To keep it a man, there's only a few part. I mean, no, there's only a few full time. There's a lot of part time people there, and he was one of those people that would work 4 days a week, 10 hours. So like, excuse me, excuse me again. I feel like my store manager sometimes thinks from a business perspective, like how does this person benefit to the job? And I'm not excusing the dude's behavior, but like once I really started having talks with my boss, like I started understanding a little bit of his psyche on certain things. Cause I know other people will look at it and be like, oh, y'all should have got rid of him. But like I understood why he kept him around. Um, but I think this most recent one, this recent situation, which is the reason why he was transferred, we might as well just steamroll into that, was because, and I wasn't even here, so this is more like a he said, she said thing, but I just remember his mom, who also works there, she was a delivery driver. I mean, she is a delivery driver, and she came from a delivery, and I guess the next set of ones was supposed to be his. There was like some disconnect with that, and he just wasn't grasping the situation. I'm not gonna say what my store manager said or whatever what a guy said because I don't want to get my store manager in trouble or anything. Even though the shit that was being said was definitely justified. I don't want to throw that in there, but I just remember he was like, you just don't. He was on the lines of like, you just don't get it, like of what's going on. And I guess he was like holding up like time. I was probably doing a rush as well, and um I guess that was affecting like the job, and I guess they finally just got to a point where my boss was tired of him. Was like, all right, like I gotta get this guy out of here, and that's really that. I know it wasn't like very descriptive, but just realizing me telling the story, trying to use critical thinking. I don't want to put what was said, how it went down, because I don't want my store manager to get in trouble or anything. Not saying he would, but just in case, like I don't want. Cause man, like I said, there was some stuff that woof. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna put too much on it, but what he said wasn't wrong. Like what he said wasn't wrong. How he handled it, like to be quite honest, dude was like I said, was talking shit about him since I know it was probably way before I started, but like when I got there, he's just been. So anything the store manager said, completely justified. For real, for real. For real, for real. I guess other than that, the job's been fine. Pays, still the same. The respect, all that's still the same. So, as far as anything else with the job, everything's been fine. I did have one little scare. I guess you could say this is somewhat job related, but somewhat not. But I was visiting, um, seeing someone for the first time, a friend that I've been talking to for a while online, and I was all the way in Kansas, and my car. I just remember I went to get gas. After I got gas, after an hour later, on the way, because this is my way to Kansas or whatever small town I was trying to go to in Kansas to meet up with one of my friends. And I just remember the engine light cut on after an hour. I went to the gas station, and then after I don't know, maybe another hour, the check engine light was just flashing. I'm like, okay. So I used the scanner. It said it was a misfire. And then, no, I used the scanner and gave me a code. And then I looked at the code on ChatGPT and it said it was a misfire. And it was telling me I need to pull my car over. I obviously couldn't pull it over because I was still like driving, trying to get to a small town. Also when you're like traveling, you're not necessarily near like a major city or anything to where you can pull your car over. Well, anyway, I drove my car an extra, probably about an hour and some change until I got to a shop. And one of the pistons had a hole in it. I took to the shop, and the shop people told me this. They said it was a piston that had a hole in it. The spark plugs were like really close together, and she was gone. Like, I really do miss that car. I really do. But the money that they wanted me to spend to fix it, I just had to get another one. It was like 13 grand to get the engine fixed. And it was just like, there's no way I was doing that. Like, and I also had to wait a few weeks. I also need to be back at this work by Sunday. Like, I had to use some thinking with that one. And luckily, by the grace of God, like, the shop that was like 5 minutes from that one, he also sold cars. And we started talking, and originally the car was like 12 grand. He dropped 2 grand from it. The car was 10, and boom, I got it. And I managed to be able to do that within 24 hours, 5 to 6 hours away in Colombia. So I'm really proud of myself for that. I was really depressed about it at first because it did drain most of the money that I saved up from working this job so far. And we're almost a year in. But I'm not as depressed as I was before because this car. So I'm not as depressed as I was before because this car I own. I'm not making payments on. So I'm still technically only making payments on one car. So that's really not bad. That still gives me time to just focus on getting this car paid off. So that's really not necessarily a bad thing. Within the first week, I was basically able to pay everything back. Like, I was still able to pay my bills on time. I lost one of my AirPods, so I was able to get that replaced. Like, I was still able to get stuff done within just a week at being back at this job. So it really made me be like, okay, I think I'm fine. I'm fine. I forgot how good of a situation that I'm in. This next thing is, I know my family watches my page. So this is really a message for whomever sees it. And I don't mean just the family that I'm close to. I mean the ones who I'm not and they watch me. I guess I don't know if it's for the drama or just to keep tabs on me. I don't know. But here's a message that I feel like the family needs to learn, which is if your kids still talk to you after they leave the house, you did a good job parenting them. And some people are just not close with their mom or dad once they leave. Like, for example, I'm going to keep it a band because that's what I'm steamrolling to is I'm not close to mine. I don't know what pictures painted on Facebook or what she's been telling y'all, but I'm not close with my mom. I'm not. I honestly don't even care if she sees this because I've did what I needed to be done, but we're not close. When I come by North Carolina, do I still see her? Absolutely. You know, she's my mom. I would not be here without her. Absolutely. I still love her unconditionally. I still love her. I will not deny that. But to say that we're close, no. And there's a reason why I'm saying this. So just lock in with me. My mom has done. We went over a few videos of what my mom has done, but like there's a control thing with her that unless you really know her, you don't understand where I'm coming from. And the only people who do really understand where I'm coming from right now, like really, it's my sister. Like there's nobody else on that wavelength that can see what I see on that same wavelength. My brother used to, but I'll save that for another time. But my sister, my best friend, my home dog, my number one nigga, like she sees exactly where I'm coming from. She sees the trauma, she sees exactly what I see. It's always been like that growing up. It's been a control thing. And me moving out here was when I finally felt like I was able to break from that control and constantly grow to be a better person and never be in that same shadow or just be around that kind of energy. And year by year, I'm constantly healing to be a better person. And I'm seeing it as I'm losing control of what my mom used to have on me. Like, I can just feel the control is not there anymore. It's not there. Like, I can tell slowly by slowly as the years pass, like that control is not there no more. And it just feels great. Like, I can feel the energy in me is changing, it's different. There's not this dark aura around me. Like, year by year, I can feel myself. It's just not there like anymore. And I taught her when I want to speak to her to keep it a band. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody or it didn't, but I mean, or it did or it didn't. But the point is, it made sense to me that based off the shit she's done growing up, if you've seen my past videos, like me able to think about all this, like it's good to keep her at a distance. Like even down to where I'm at now. Like one time my sister FaceTime her. She talked about my weight. Basically tried to make it seem like I was overweight. When you see my face, and you know some people who see my page, they see my body. Like I'm nowhere near fat, so I don't even know why that was even thrown in there. Like when my sister was had us on the FaceTime. I don't know why that was thrown in there. Then you basically shitted on this job that I'm on. Like, you shitted on that. Like, the whole time I had it, you just talk shit about it. Like, but you honestly do it with every job. You talk bad about it. Whatever job I go to, it's always like a negative in it. There is no good jobs line. I think you can do it. You got it. It's just, you talk bad about every single job. But this one in particular is just, first it was a weight, then it was a job, and it was just like, bro, like, I don't forget about that. Somebody, I ain't gonna say who, but I told the story to somebody else and was like, oh, maybe she was just making a joke. What are we talking about? Joking about what? Like, I don't get it. There was one time, well, not one time, but let's go back to the weight thing. I tried to assess that multiple times, and it just never came off as a joke. We was FaceTiming all together. We started talking about where I work at, and then it looked like you eat too many pizzas and you need to lay off. And I don't know. It didn't come off. I'm replaying the events. And it just didn't come off as a joke. Like it didn't come off as that. I've never seen my mom say anything about my weight before. Like it just. And she saw me be the exact same weight I was when I was there. So it was like, I don't know. It's just how it was in the FaceTime. And then, like I said, there's other stuff she's done, talk about my job and I don't know. It's just, I felt some jealousy there about what's going on with me. It's just, there's a lot going on there, bro. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm good on that. Like, that's why I'll text her whenever I want to text her. When I go down there and visit her, I give her a nice little hour, sometimes even less than that. And then I dip off and go see other people, in the immediate family, which is my brother, my dad. My dad, I do keep in contact with my dad. I did get mad at him at one point of a situation that happened with my sister, and he kind of knows a little bit how I felt about it, but we still talk. We definitely talk way more than I was talking to my mom, but yeah, it's never finna be that, bro. Like, you're never finna get that control again. I'm just letting you know that right now. You're never getting that control again. You're never getting that again. Never getting that again. Like, we've talked it out, we've texted, and not trying to throw all of that part of the story out. I talked through all of it, but like, it's just, like I said, I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna go too deep in, at least not in this video with that, but yeah, I mean, I really meant what I said. Like, just because the person is your mom, your dad, you're supposed to just forgive the shit. And it's really, that's not how I'm moving. That's not how, if I do have kids, that's not gonna have them move. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's the reason, that's how we keep having generational curses here. If we keep having the parents do the same stuff over and over, and we're kind of excusing it because they are your mom or your dad or whomever. Like, no, bro. Like, and I'm cool on that. And we have a family that's kind of like that. Like, the family or cousin or whoever, they do something wrong and you're supposed to forgive, but like they didn't really change from that behavior. They're still having behaviors. Like, there's trauma within, our family. There is. Like, I'm not trying to like just throw in our family name, but I'm just keeping it a band. Like, there's trauma in our family that needs to be taken care of. Like, and it's still there. Um, that there's just still problems there that people just don't want to face, don't want to heal from, don't want to confess that they did things. Like, it's just too much now. So I only hang around certain people in my family. Keep it a band. I'm just not going to be a part of that. Like, it was nice that Bessie was trying to keep us all together, even though there was turmoil, trying to keep us all together. But now that she was gone, like, you're never going to get that. Like, but it was nice that she was still trying to keep us all together, even with that. But I don't know. I think I went way too far in that, but at least for this particular video. But that's my intake with the whole family thing. The next thing is as far as my weight loss. So I'm actually 15 pounds away from that. I just did not have enough time to like try to burn that 200 or at least get to 200 before the end of the year. Like, it was a nice little goal, but I didn't reach it. But what I can say is this year I definitely will. I definitely see changes in my face, my chest, but I didn't want to post like a video about it yet until I actually reach it. Will I say is it challenging trying to get there? Yes, it does, because the weight is not dropping as fast as it did from when I first started doing it. Like, it is taking a little bit of time to get there. And I'm still trying to like figure it out to like keep it like still like to try to like keep my weight down, but then also like just try to get there. Um, it's challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it is, but I'm still definitely gonna try to reach that goal for real, for real. It's getting 200. I've been wanting to be there for like 3-4 years now, and this is the closest I've gotten. I kind of see myself slipping up here and there, but it'll only be for like a few days. I get on a weight scale and then I just hop back into it. So it's good that I'm not doing what I was doing before, which was like I would lose weight and then I would get comfortable and then just gain it all back. Like, just gain all of it right back. And it would only last for just a little bit, but this time, like, I'm actually staying on it. Like I said, I slip up a little bit, but like I'm actually staying on it, which is nice. Honestly, I really think that's it. But I think I'm gonna top it off with this stuff. Because I was listening to my last video, and my last video, I'm honestly proud of myself that I actually admitted what was some of the stuff that was harboring in me. So it's more of just a love letter just to keep it going. But I'm proud of where I'm at right now. I am. I know I lost a good chunk of money because of that car when we did address that, but I am glad where I'm at right now. Mentally, physically, and I definitely still think there's room for me to grow, but I'm definitely not as I was before. I don't feel as insecure as I was before, or low self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, and it's because I am healing. I'm healed in certain places, but I'm still healing in other places, and I feel like I'm constantly getting better about myself, or knowing more about myself day after day, and yeah, I'm just want to say I'm happy where I'm at, and I hope I continue to grow. And I'll still post on this channel. Like I said, I'll still post on it. It's just not as frequent as it was before because I want what I'm saying has substance. But I do appreciate who's been watching my videos from then till now and continue to watch my videos. I do appreciate that. Because maybe I'm not just venting to myself. I'm also venting to you. But not to make it any more awkward, but I'm going to see y'all in the next one.